All right, welcome in. It is September 28th, 2025, and we got two tropical cyclones in the Atlantic, one being a hurricane, one being a tropical storm. I'll let you know exactly what you can expect moving into the near future. This is Hurricane Humberto, currently a Category 4, was a Category 5 just a little bit ago. And although it is decreasing in intensity, it certainly is a strong system with a defined eye wall here. It is the second Category 5 we've had this hurricane season. It has been relatively quiet, thankfully, but as we exit peak hurricane season and enter October, we definitely are going to be expecting the possibility for more tropical development. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. But as of right now, it is not intensifying and it is moving off to the east. And you can see here the consensus of the models having a decrease not only to a Category 3 within 24 hours, so a day of recording this video at 10 p.m. Central Time, moving down into tropical storm status 96 hours out. But like I said, it is not affecting the continental United States in terms of landfall at all, way off to the east, and not eastward enough to be affecting Bermuda all too much. Still a major hurricane all the way through Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, downgrading to just a hurricane, but moving off to the east Thursday around 2 p.m., still retaining that hurricane status as it pushes off further eastward into the greater Atlantic. And this is now a tropical storm, Imelda. We've been tracking this for a little bit. It is over the Bahamas right now, but there's a lot of water and a lot of warm water in this area, so it is intensifying. But do we need to be afraid of this system as it pushes north towards the continental United States? Well, the majority of the models have this reaching Imelda up to a Category 1, officially securing a hurricane status. A couple stray models as well reaching Category 2. This is around 84 hours out, maybe 86. A couple of stray models as well have it still retaining and not moving further in terms of intensity up to a Category 1, remaining as a tropical storm. The majority of models, after around 100 hours, have it dropping back down and no longer intensifying, losing its strength as it pushes eastward into the Atlantic. As of now, the models are agreeing that a eastward turn is going to happen, affecting Bermuda as it approaches the mid-Atlantic. But just because this isn't making direct landfall in the United States, and frankly not even getting close to the Carolinas, there's a lot of precipitation in this area that we're going to be watching really closely for the potential of flash flooding. Just because this hurricane isn't making direct landfall, there could be some flash flooding associated with this. So definitely going to want to keep your eye on that. Don't think this is anything that we need to be afraid of, certainly, because it is now making that right-hand turn. Direct landfall is unlikely at this point. But other than that, conditions are clear for the Carolinas. It looks a lot better today than it did a couple days ago, so that certainly is great news. But like I said before, those rain totals and the possibility of flash flooding is really the story you're going to want to pay attention here. Maybe some gusty winds as well, getting up to around 35 miles per hour. But you can see 3.5 inches down to the south here and on the coast of South Carolina. But moving up to Wilmington, around 2.1 inches is the consensus. This is factoring in the storms and the outer bands all together. So a short period of time with a relatively large portion of rain. The areas that see continuous bands of these thunderstorms and rain showers are going to be susceptible to flash flooding, so definitely going to want to keep an eye on that. But other than that, high pressure is the story for the majority of the United States here. As of right now, we got a boundary front off of the coast of eastern half of the United States, acting as a slight blocking mechanism for Tropical Storm Imelda. That's part of the reason why we see it making that eastward turn as it pushes out into the mid-Atlantic. But yes, the rain showers, like I said, and the possibility of flash floods for the Carolinas need to be watched. Florida as well has the slightly above average or rain likely chance, but in terms of thunderstorms, that's something they're very used to. It's just a typical day down there in Florida. Maybe some gusty winds as the tropical storm intensifies, but nothing too crazy. But as we transition into Wednesday, a lot of the country seeing slightly above average temperatures probably, but high pressure sitting over the area is the story pushing, and even into next weekend as well. Over the next 8 to 14 days, above average precipitation is the story here. The Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, parts of Alabama, and southern portions of Mississippi and New Orleans down there getting those above average outlook for precipitation, as well as the Minnesota area, the region up there, up to the north there, getting above average. New England not seeing much precipitation over the next couple of days. In fact, that's really the next 2 weeks, October 6th through the 12th. below average precipitation outlook there. But over the next 8 to 14 days, the temperature outlook is above average for this time of year, October 6th through the 12th. Everyone's going to be feeling those summer-like conditions just a little bit longer. Again, it won't feel scorching like those summer-like conditions, but it certainly won't feel like fall out there. Minus a few exceptions over the next couple of days. The Carolinas, I'm looking at below average temperatures coming soon. But let me walk you through that real quick. Above average is the story for Sunday, but pushing into Monday afternoon and even into parts of Tuesday, you can really see Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and even parts of Florida seeing those below average conditions, whereas the rest of the United States really, minus the western portions like Arizona, New Mexico, and California, seeing above average conditions, minus 11 there in Charlotte. Up in northern portions of California, seeing minus 19. So there's a lot of above average conditions in the United States, a lot of below average conditions as well. But let me fast forward into September here, because you'll see the majority of the United States seeing those above average temperatures for this time of year. Even parts of Minnesota there on the border with North Dakota seeing 26 above average degrees. So nothing to be extremely concerned about, but if you're looking for fall, it might be a little bit longer unless you're in those areas that are seeing below average temperatures. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and share this video with a friend.